Everyone's talking about emotional detachment, like it's the solution to all suffering. Stoicism, monk mode, dark psychology, all saying the same thing. Detach from your emotions. Don't let feelings control you. Become emotionally unavailable. And people try it. They suppress emotions, build walls, become cold, distant, numb, and they call it emotional detachment. But that's not what it is. That's emotional suppression. And Machiavelli would tell you, those are completely different things. True emotional detachment, what Machiavelli practiced and documented, isn't about not feeling. It's about feeling without being controlled by what you feel. The harsh reality is, most people pursuing emotional detachment are actually pursuing emotional numbness. And numbness isn't strength, it's avoidance. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you what emotional detachment actually is, what Machiavelli meant by it, and why what you think is detachment is probably destroying you. Because real detachment, that's power. Fake detachment? That's just trauma response with a philosophy label. Let me show you the difference. Everyone's talking about emotional detachment like it's the solution to all suffering. Stoicism, monk mode, dark psychology, all saying the same thing. Detach from your emotions. Don't let feelings control you. Become emotionally unavailable. And people try it. They suppress emotions, build walls, become cold, distant, numb, and they call it emotional detachment. But that's not what it is. That's emotional suppression. And Machiavelli would tell you, those are completely different things. True emotional detachment, what Machiavelli practiced and documented, isn't about not feeling. It's about feeling without being controlled by what you feel. The harsh reality is, most people pursuing emotional detachment are actually pursuing emotional numbness. And numbness isn't strength, it's avoidance. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you what emotional detachment actually is, what Machiavelli meant by it, and why what you think is detachment is probably destroying you. Because real detachment, that's power. Fake detachment, that's just trauma response with a philosophy label. Let me show you the difference. So how does real emotional detachment, distacco strategico, actually work in practice? Let me show you in two contexts where most people confuse suppression with detachment. Context 1. In relationships, this is where the confusion causes the most damage, because relationships require emotional availability, and fake detachment destroys that. Here's what emotional suppression looks like in relationships. Someone hurts you. Maybe they're inconsiderate. Maybe they break a promise. Maybe they do something that triggers old wounds, and you suppress. I'm not going to let this affect me. I'm emotionally detached. I don't need them to behave differently. So you say nothing. Show nothing. Pretend you don't care. And that emotional wall, it doesn't just block the hurt, it blocks intimacy, connection, love. You think you're being strong. You're actually being unavailable. And your relationship suffers because you're not emotionally present. That's fake detachment. Emotional suppression masquerading as strength. Now, here's what real emotional detachment, Machiavelli's version, looks like. Someone hurts you. You feel it completely. That hurt me. I'm angry. I'm disappointed. You acknowledge the emotion to yourself, maybe to them if the relationship warrants it. But then, here's the detachment. You make decisions based on reality, not reaction. Not, I feel hurt, so I'm going to punish them or shut down. But, I feel hurt, What's the strategic response here? Does this pattern warrant addressing? Does this relationship serve me? What action aligns with my values, independent of my current emotional state? You're feeling the emotion. You're just not letting it make your decisions for you. The result? You're emotionally available in the relationship. You can be vulnerable. You can connect. But you're not reactive. You're not controlled by emotional spikes. That's forteza, emotional strength, feeling without being dominated by feeling. Let's be honest about why this is harder, because it requires you to sit with uncomfortable emotions instead of suppressing them. And most people can't tolerate that discomfort. Pause right here. Go to the comments. Tell me, are you practicing emotional detachment or emotional suppression? Be honest. One sentence. No judgment. This helps you see which path you're actually on. Context 2. In career decisions, the second context is professional life, and this is where fake detachment can destroy your career without you realizing it. Here's emotional suppression in career decisions. You're in a job that's making you miserable. Boss is toxic. Work is unfulfilling. You're burning out, but you suppress the emotions. I need to be logical. Emotions are weakness. Successful people are emotionally detached from their work. So you ignore how you feel. Keep grinding. Tell yourself feelings don't matter. Only results matter. And you call that emotional detachment. But it's not. It's emotional suppression. And that suppression is giving you ulcers, anxiety, depression, burnout. You're not detached. You're just ignoring important data. Because your emotions are telling you, this situation is harmful. You need to change something. And you're suppressing that message instead of responding to it strategically. That's not strength. That's self-destruction with a philosophy label. Now, real emotional detachment in career decisions. You're in the same miserable job. You feel it. Acknowledge it. I'm burned out. This is making me miserable. These feelings are real signals. But then you detach from the emotion controlling the decision. Not, I feel miserable, so I'm quitting tomorrow without a plan. Instead, I feel miserable. What's the strategic move here? Save money while looking for new jobs? Develop skills that make me more marketable? Set a timeline for exit? What action serves my long-term interests, independent of my current emotional state? You're honoring the emotion as data, but you're not letting it hijack your decision-making. You're feeling and thinking strategically. That's distacco strategico, and it leads to better outcomes, because you're using emotional information without being controlled by emotional reactions. Machiavelli practiced this constantly. He felt rage at being exiled, but he didn't let that rage control his strategy. He used the information, I'm vulnerable, people betrayed me, to inform strategic decisions. I need to rebuild influence through writing, maintain key relationships, plan political comeback. Feel the emotion. Use the information. Decide strategically. That's the pattern. Now let me show you what changes when you stop suppressing and start actually detaching. So what actually changes when you stop practicing fake detachment and start practicing real detachment? Machiavelli's distacco strategico? 3 things shift immediately, and they're profound. First, you become more emotionally available, not less. And that's counterintuitive. You'd think detachment makes you cold. But real detachment, feeling without being controlled, actually makes you more present, more capable of intimacy, more connected. because you're not afraid of emotions anymore. You can feel hurt without being destroyed by it. Feel love without being dependent on it. Feel anger without being consumed by it. That emotional availability, that's what creates real relationships, not the fake detachment that's just emotional walls. The uncomfortable truth is, people who are truly emotionally detached are the warmest people you'll meet, because they can't afford to be warm. Emotions don't control them. People who practice emotional suppression, they're the cold ones, because they're terrified of feeling anything. Second, your decisions improve dramatically, because you're using emotional information without being hijacked by emotional reactions. You feel hurt, and you ask, what is this hurt telling me? What needs to change? Instead of just reacting to hurt with withdrawal or revenge, you feel excitement, and you ask, is this excitement based on reality? Or am I being impulsive? Instead of just chasing every emotional high. Emotions become data points in strategic thinking, not the whole decision. Data points. And third, you stop exhausting yourself trying not to feel, because suppression takes enormous energy, constant vigilance, constant effort to push down what's coming up. Real detachment? It's effortless once you practice it, because you're not fighting your emotions. You're acknowledging them and then choosing responses strategically. Machiavelli documented this in his later letters. The effort wasn't in suppressing emotion. The effort was in strategic thinking despite emotion. And once that became habitual, it was natural. That's what changes. More emotional availability, better decisions, less exhaustion. Not through suppression, through actual detachment. Fortezza, not freddezza. Now here's how you start practicing this today. Here's what emotional detachment actually is. Distacco strategico, feeling without being controlled by what you feel. Fortezza, not freddezza. And here's what it isn't. Emotional suppression, building walls, becoming cold. That's not strength, that's avoidance. So here's what you do. Today, next time you feel something intense, hurt, anger, excitement, whatever, try this. Step 1, acknowledge it, out loud if you need to. I feel emotion. That's real. That's valid. Step 2, separate feeling from deciding. I feel this. Now, what's the strategic move here? What decision serves my long-term interests? Step 3, act on the decision, not the emotion. Feel the emotion fully, but let strategy guide action. That's real emotional detachment, Machiavelli's version. Not the fake version being sold by people who confuse trauma response with philosophy. You're allowed to feel. You're supposed to feel. Emotions are information. The question isn't, how do I stop feeling? It's, how do I make good decisions while feeling? That's distacco strategico. That's what Machiavelli practiced. That's what actually works. Try it once. Today. Feel completely. Decide strategically. And see the difference between suppression and actual detachment. It's life-changing because you stop running from being human and start mastering being human. Apply it, and everything shifts.